You thought she would always be there. You treated her love like it was infinite, like you had time. But time ran out. She didn't leave you. You made her disappear. With every silence, every forgotten detail, every moment you chose comfort over presence. She begged without words, and you ignored the sound. Now you're haunted by her echo, by what you didn't say, by what you didn't do. You thought she was forever, but you forgot. Nothing permanent stays when you act like it's replaceable. There's a moment deep in the silence after she's gone when the truth finally screams louder than your pride. It doesn't happen all at once. It's slow, cruel. It starts with small things. Waking up and reaching out to a side of the bed that's cold. Looking at your phone and realizing there's nothing left to say. Not because you've said it all, but because you said nothing when it mattered. You remember her laugh in echoes, the way she looked at you like you were enough, before you became too blind, too numb, too lost in yourself to see her fading. This isn't just about heartbreak. This is about masculinity, about presence, about self-respect, about the weight of taking something sacred for granted. You thought alpha mindset meant being untouchable. You thought masculinity was dominance, control, silence. But the strongest men don't abandon connection. They protect it, they show up, they hold space, they listen. And you didn't. You weren't there when she needed a man. Not a boy hiding behind ego. Not a ghost disguised as strength. Now you scroll through photos like they're proof that she existed. And maybe the scariest part? She gave you everything. And left quietly. Because the death of love isn't an explosion. It's a slow erosion. You kill love by not feeding it. By treating consistency like obligation. By believing she'd never walk away. Until she did. This is not about her. This is about you. About who you were when you had her. And who you became after she left. She was never forever. No woman is. No one is. You just believed the lie that she'd always forgive, always wait, always understand. You confused her patience with permanence. This video is about why she left. Not in the way you tell your friends, but in the way you admit at 2 a.m. when no one's watching. It's about rejection, not because of weakness, but because you made strength your excuse to stop caring. She left because you stopped looking at her like she mattered. Because I love you became something you said half awake. Because you lost yourself in comfort and forgot that desire dies in routine. She needed to feel you, not just your hands, your mind, your presence, your masculine energy, grounded, stable, focused. You gave her a body but not a man, and a woman will always crave depth over display. You want to know how to be a man? Start by showing the hell up, fully. No masks, no half-truths, no hiding behind grind culture and cold detachment. Self. Improvement isn't just gym reps and bank accounts. It's emotional maturity. It's learning to hold space without fixing. It's leading without controlling. It's seeing her, really seeing her. And not just when she's about to leave. She was never forever. She was a mirror. And you broke it. Not with violence, but with neglect. You want the truth. You didn't lose her overnight. You lost her piece by piece. Each time you chose distraction over attention. Every moment you buried your emotions under fake strength. When she sat next to you and felt alone, that's when you started losing her. Masculinity isn't silence. It's presence. It's choosing discomfort when comfort becomes the enemy. It's speaking when it's easier to stay cold. It's holding her when she's angry, without needing to fix her pain. She didn't want a solution. She wanted you. You thought showing weakness would make you less of a man. But your fear of vulnerability turned you into a shadow. You called it focus. You called it grind. But you were just hiding. And the saddest part? She waited. Longer than she should have. She fought for someone who wouldn't even fight for himself. You wore a mask. And she kissed it every night, hoping one day you'd take it off. But men like you don't notice the cracks until everything shatters. You thought alpha mindset meant dominance. But real strength is responsibility. Real men don't dominate. They lead. They serve. They build. And they protect what matters. You talk about loyalty, but were you loyal to her soul? Or just loyal to your convenience? You didn't cheat with another woman. You cheated with absence. You cheated with silence. You cheated every time she cried next to you and you pretended not to hear. You can chase all the self-improvement in the world, but if it's rooted in shame and ego, you'll stay stuck. You'll stay lost. Building muscles to protect a heart you never learned to use. She left because she had to. Not because she stopped loving you, but because you stopped loving her in a way she could feel. And now you sit in silence, wishing you could unsay the things you never said. Rewind the moments you shrugged her off. Rebuild the bridge you burned with indifference. But that's the cost of ignorance. That's the tax on emotional laziness. You pay for it later, in regret, in empty beds, in photos that don't smile back. So what do you do now? You rebuild. Not for her, for you. You strip yourself of every lie you've worn. You stop pretending to be unbreakable. You look in the mirror and ask, who the hell am I without her? And you sit with the silence. You let the weight of your failure shape you, not destroy you, shape you. Because the only way out of this mess is through it. Through the shame. Through the ache. Through the sobering truth that rejection isn't always betrayal. Sometimes it's a mirror. And if you look closely enough, you'll see a version of yourself buried beneath the numbness. The man who could have held her better. The man who still has a chance to become whole, to embody purpose, to walk with masculine energy that's calm, grounded, unwavering. You don't need her back. You need you back. The you who led with presence. The you who loved without pride. The you who wasn't too scared to feel. This isn't about getting her attention. It's about earning your own respect again. So stop scrolling. Stop pretending. You're fine. You're not. And that's okay. Let it break you. Because real men are built from the rubble. Not the comfort. Not the applause. But from the darkness they dared to face. You took her for granted. She was never forever. But the lesson she left behind, that's eternal. She cried in rooms you were in, and you didn't even notice. She begged in silence. You answered with absence. She stopped arguing, not because she was at peace, but because she gave up on being heard. You thought her silence meant everything was fine, but silence is never peace. It's surrender. You lost her way before she left, and now you're stuck. Writing paragraphs you'll never send, replaying moments you can't rewind, wishing for another chance. With a woman who begged for one, when she still believed in you, you weren't too busy, you were too blind. Now the worst part isn't that she's gone, it's knowing she gave you her soul, and you made her feel invisible. You keep telling yourself it was timing, circumstance, bad luck, but deep down you know, she didn't walk away because she stopped loving you. She walked because you stopped showing up. You became passive, silent, disconnected, You didn't lose her because you were weak. You lost her because you refused to grow. You confused emotional numbness with strength. You thought stoicism meant silence. But a man without emotional depth is just a boy pretending not to care. And pretending has a price. She wanted presence. You gave her performance. She wanted protection. You gave her pretense. Now you scroll past her stories, frozen, empty, wondering who she laughs with now, wondering what version of you she'll remember. The man who chased dreams, or the man who forgot how to hold her heart. Let that pain sit in your chest. Let it dig deep. Because this is the fire you need. This is the beginning of something real. If you choose it. You're not broken. But you've been asleep, detached, trained by a culture that teaches men to hide behind money, muscle, and masks, but that's not masculinity. Masculinity is presence. Masculinity is strength that listens, power that protects, discipline that feels. She was never forever. But what she reflected back to you, that matters more than any relationship. This is your wake-up call. Not to chase her back, but to rise, to become a man worthy of the love you forgot how to hold. Not for applause, not for her, but for the man you promised yourself you'd be before life numbed you out. Feel this, then move through it. That's how you get your power back. That's how you never lose someone like her again. If this cracked something open in you, don't scroll in silence. Write something. Say something. Bleed in the comments if you have to. Maybe she'll read it. Maybe you will. But don't leave this pain unanswered.